Hi everybody, just wanted to give you an update on my ride that I'm doing this summer on the Trans Am bike trail. A year ago today, I made that decision and announced that I was going to try, and I think I'm pretty sure that I'm going to succeed in finishing the Trans-America Bicycle Trail from Pueblo, Colorado to Yorktown, Virginia. Some of you may know, and you probably remember that I talked about a year ago, I did the western half of the United States on the Trans Am in 1976. I started about a week out of high school. Had never done anything like that before, and I was with an organized group. At that time, it was called Bikecentennial, and it was to commemorate the bicentennial of the United States. They just added the K, and it became Bikecentennial. That organization went through a lot of changes over the past 50 years, and it is now known as the Adventure Cycling Association based out of Missoula, Montana. So I have been working for the past year today, to put this ride together, to research the route, to research lodging and camping and hotels and food availabilities and road conditions and roads and all the places that I'm going to be riding my bike in 5 months. I can't believe it. August 20th of this summer, I'm going to be taking off from Pueblo, Colorado. A few people have expressed interest in joining me along the way somewhere. I don't know if that will happen. I hope it does, but I have a feeling a few friends will come out and at least see me as I ride through. They may not join me on the bike, or they may. I've got a couple friends in Kansas, a couple in Missouri. A friend from Montana wants to join me toward the end of the ride in Yorktown, Virginia, or nearby, and see me to the monument there, the Yorktown Victory Monument. So the planning has been really extensive. A lot of people do this ride. I'm really not doing anything out of the ordinary. A lot of bicycle tourists embark on this route from coast to coast. It starts in Astoria, Oregon, and it goes all the way across 10 states to Yorktown, Virginia. There's a race every June called the Trans-America Bike Race, and they follow the same route for the most part. Now, sometimes there are road closures. You have to go around detours, construction, whatever. You kind of face that when you get nearby and you find out about it, or you just come upon it. I've heard of instances where a bridge was out or a road was closed because they were repaving it, and they don't always get across that closure too easily. I've seen people have to walk their bikes through a muddy river to get to the other side just because the bridge is out. So I hope I don't encounter too many of those obstacles, but we'll see how it goes. I mentioned the Adventure Cycling Association. They have these wonderful maps that I've been poring over for the last year. This is just the segment that I'll be doing from Colorado to Virginia, and they are really chock full of information about lodging and state parks and where you can camp, local eateries, things like that. Really been helpful. Another thing I've been doing is I have already booked lodging and camping spots across Kansas. I don't want to go farther than that because I might get off a couple days or a day. I hope not. My goal is to ride 40 to 60, maybe 70 miles a day, maybe less. But across Kansas, I hope to stick to a schedule because I've got these hotels booked through booking.com. I am not being sponsored by them, by the way. And I can change them along the way if I get delayed somewhere. Some of the small towns that I have hotels booked in, they are pretty flexible. They're not going to be full, so I can change the date if I have to. But that'll be helpful to be able to at least have a schedule ready. Once I get closer to Missouri, then I'll start booking hotels and camping in Missouri, and we'll go on from there. Somebody during the Trans Am bike race put together this wonderful spreadsheet that I have taken advantage and used. It has mileages along the whole route from Oregon to Virginia. So what I've done is I've just taken it from Colorado and just gone all the way to Virginia. And that's how I've kind of mapped out my mileage goal for each day. I can tell how many miles are between each town, and that way I can kind of plan my riding as I go, whether I want to do 40, 50, 60 miles a day. And finally, you always have to know what you're going to take and what you need. And right now, I am sitting pretty good with all the supplies I'm going to need. I have upgraded my camping gear to ultralight gear, mostly from Big Agnes. They're based out of Steamboat Springs, Colorado. But a lot of the things that I've gotten have to do with the bike itself. I've got some parts that I'm going to replace in July and get some tune-up things done at a local bike shop here in Denver. And other than that, I've got some little things. I've put on my Facebook page recently that I bought some toothpaste and hand lotion, little small tubes that I can carry with me. Little things like that are what you need to pay attention to, because sometimes you may not be able to get those things along the route. A lot of the small towns, they don't have stores like Walmart or Target or anything like that. They have gas stations, and so that's what I'm going to have to depend on along the way, as well as for food. Some of the first nights that I'm going to be riding through in Colorado, they don't have hotels, so I'm going to be staying in city parks, and I've contacted city parks, the town hall along the way in a few places, and made sure that I can camp in their city park. So I'm looking forward to that. The first 2 nights, in fact, in Colorado, I will be camping in eastern Colorado, and then I'm going to get a nice little cabin in Tribune, Kansas, and get a good shower, do some laundry already. That'll be the 3rd day out. And then again, I've taken a lot of notes. You probably can't read that scribble, but this is how I have booked my lodging for the first probably 10 or 12 days through Kansas, and that's how long I believe it's going to take me. And if it goes faster, great, but I want to stay on that schedule at least for those first 500 or 600 miles, because I don't want to overdo myself in the beginning. They call it in cycling bonking. And if you try to do too much too quick when you're not used to that kind of riding every day, then you can really wear yourself out. So I want to pace myself as I start and go from there into Missouri. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. 1 year into this decision to do the Trans Am bike trail, the Trans Am bike route. It's called many different things. A year ago, I mistakenly called it the Trans-American Bicycle Route, but when I put it on YouTube, I made sure in the little description of the video that I corrected that. Some people do call it the Trans-American. It just kind of rolls off the tongue. Kind of a long video, but that's where I'm at right now. I am, as I sit here, 5 months and 9 days away from takeoff from Pueblo, Colorado. I'll have more updates as we get closer, but for now, I hope you are looking forward to following me on Facebook and YouTube, probably, as I embark on this incredible adventure of mine. And when I do finish in Yorktown, Virginia, I will have finished the Trans Am bike trail from coast to coast.